Okay, y'all. So today we are talking all about conversion. In fact, we're going to be talking about conversion for a hot minute because I love SEO. I love getting traffic. I love getting eyeballs. But if those eyeballs are not converting into sales, then we have a problem. Okay. So today we're talking about why your website isn't converting, even if your SEO is working. All right. So be prepared to take notes. I've got some action items for you, some homework for you so that you can actually evaluate your own website at the end of this podcast. So make sure you're paying attention, taking notes, and ready to take action on this so that you're not just listening in your earbuds and never actually doing the thing. So let's go. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing. Do you want to grow your business with sustainable traffic sources? Have you heard about the power of search engine optimization and you want to take advantage of it to get more traffic, more eyeballs on your business? But when it comes down to it, does SEO feel complicated and hard to implement? Are you tired of wondering what in the heck to do with your website to get more traffic and more leads knocking on your door? What if I could tell you that there was a simple, proven system for using SEO, blogging, and copywriting to get leads from your website, and not just any leads, high converting leads. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, wife, mama, copywriter, SEO strategist, and barrel racer. And for the last 8 years, I've been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in the world of online marketing to get organic traffic. And now I'm here to share all the things I'm learning in the trenches of SEO, copywriting, and content marketing. How does 300%, 500%, or even 12,000% more traffic in a year sound? What could your business do with that kind of traffic increase? How many more people could you help? So listen in and prepare to take notes. I'm about to drop simple, actionable SEO marketing and copywriting tips, all with a heavy dose of Jesus-loving encouragement. Let's get you more traffic and more leads so you can help more people with your God-given gifts. So I honestly don't fully understand what it is that makes our brains, mine included sometimes, get a little too excited about seeing big traffic numbers. And don't get me wrong, I can get you traffic and I can get me traffic. I can get the traffic. But I feel like sometimes a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of small business owners, we get overly focused on the traffic numbers and we forget that that traffic does not automatically convert to leads. So, and this transfers across website traffic, social media, followers and likes, even YouTube subscribers, podcast subscribers, like the eyeballs, the traffic, anywhere you're talking about it, does not automatically equal leads. I just had a conversation with somebody the other day who has tens of thousands of YouTube subscribers, but that is not translating to leads. It's not translating to sales like it needs to. And so if you're in that category and you're like, hot dang, Faith, I'm getting eyeballs, but I'm not converting, okay? The issue is probably not just SEO. The issue is usually messaging, positioning, or a conversion path problem, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through 3 reasons why your website isn't converting, even if your SEO is working. And if you are somebody that you're like, well, my website's not converting because I haven't put any effort into it, but I really need to know why my social media or my YouTube or my podcast isn't converting. These strategies work across all platforms because they're conversion based, right? Yes, I like website stuff. Let's build your house on ground that you own, obviously. But if your website is still kind of, a hot mess express, these tips will help you with every place that your messaging is found. Okay. So number one reason here, your SEO, your get people to the page strategy, it can get people to the page, but your copy has to help them decide. If your website copy is not helping people decide to work with you, then it's broken. Ranking on Google is not the finish line. Ranking is awesome. It's going to increase your click-throughs. It's going to help you get more traffic. I love that. We need that. But that's not the finish line. Once somebody lands on your page, they need to quickly and easily understand what it is that you do, if it's for them, why it matters, and what to do next, okay? Your website can rank number one for all of the things and still fail if that page does not help the visitor make a decision. So I'm going to give you some examples here. So let's pretend that you're running a private school, okay? You might have done some great work on SEO. You might have done some great work on your Google business profile. You might rank number one for private school in California. Awesome. Bravo. High five. But if your homepage mostly talks about like academic excellence, character development, nurturing environments, dedicated teacher, new playground equipment, spiffy uniforms, none of those are bad things to talk about. But that's not going to set you apart from your competition, and it's not going to help the parent decide that you are the best fit for them, okay? None of those are bad things, but they're not leading to a decision, okay? It's because a parent landing on that page is wondering, will my child be known here? Is my child going to be academically challenged and get to our academic goals? Okay, is this a good fit if my kid is overwhelmed in a bigger classroom? What makes this school different from the other private schools nearby? Okay, what's the next step? Do we get to tour first, apply first? What if I need a scholarship? Like, think through the things that your ideal client actually needs answered within the copy, not just an FAQ section, but think through what they actually need answered to help them make a decision, okay? Your SEO strategy got that parent there. Good job. I am so proud of you. But the copy has to make them feel and know that this is the best fit for them, okay? So here's another example. Let's just pretend that you're an interior designer, because don't we all want to pretend that we are JoJo? Right? Don't we all want to pretend that we're an interior designer these days? I don't know if it's just me, but we love watching like good quality fixer shows on HGTV and Magnolia Network and Discovery and all that. So anyway, so let's pretend that you rank number one for interior designers in Dallas. Good job. Good job. And your website is full of pretty portfolio images, which it should be, right? You should have a lot of imagery for something like that. But your copy is super vague. We don't want vague copy, okay? Pretend that you have something written like beautiful spaces, designed for real life, elevated interiors, timeless style, classic, farmhouse, like whatever your buzzwords are. Again, that is not bad, but it's not enough. I'm going to say that again. That's not bad copy, but it's not enough. Because your serious buyer is wondering, do you manage the whole project? Do you work with the contractors? Do you help choose contractors with a good reputation? What budget level do you typically work with? Do you help with furnishings only or renovations or both? They want to know what the process is. They also want to know how to know if they're ready, okay? And so if your copy does not answer those questions, a visitor might sit there and admire your work like they're looking through the window at a gorgeous shop, but they're not going to go in and make a purchase because they don't know if it's for them, okay? Now, here's another fun example for you. Are you ready? Let's pretend you're a family photographer, because I know I have so many pals who are photographers. I love photographers. I have so many photographer friends in real life. I have a lot of photographer pals as students and that listen to this podcast. So if you're a photographer, listen up. Okay, again, let's pretend that you, as a photographer, you're ranking for family photographer near me. Good job. Proud of you. High five. Big hugs, okay? But when somebody lands on your website, your copy mostly says things like capturing timeless memories, beautiful images, natural, joyful photography, seasons filled with love and laughter, skipping through wildflowers and taking pictures. Like, none of those things are explicitly bad to have, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough decision-driving copy. Let's picture that there's a mom with 3 young kids, hi me raising my hand, who is really wondering, what are you going to do with my kid that doesn't sit still? Are you going to help me figure out what to wear? Is this going to feel stressful or easy? Do you figure out the locations or do I have to plan that too? How long is this session going to take? What if my kid has a meltdown? How many images do I get after the session? How soon do I get my images? Like, all of those types of things need to be answered on your website without just a big, fat, ugly FAQ section. Your copy needs to answer questions proactively and help somebody feel something. It's a really fun song and dance. Okay, so reason number two why your website is not converting, even if your SEO is working. And reason number two is this: weak positioning, because it makes you sound interchangeable. And this is what I mean by this. Weak positioning is not just bad wording. It's when your website sounds like every other business in your space. Okay? Phrases like helping businesses grow, helping moms feel supported, taking your business to the next level. Like, those things might be true, but they don't give a serious buyer a strong reason to choose you. Okay? Now, weak positioning might be technically true to what you do. You're not lying, but it doesn't make a clear case. Like, I sometimes call weak positioning. Weak positioning has a lot of fluffy copy. Like, it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't tell me crystal clear what you're doing. Weak positioning copy shows up as really generic industry language. It shows up as broad audience language. It shows up as service lists with no strategic angle. It shows up often as pretty but really vague headlines. And it looks like a lot of proof that builds like a likability, but not buying confidence. Like, you're looking to be popular at school, but not actually get anything done. Okay, so here are some swaps for you, like weak positioning statements to strong positioning statements. So for like the private school, weak positioning statement would be something like helping students grow academically, socially, and spiritually for a private Christian school. Well, duh, you dang sure better be helping my kid grow if you're charging me dollars, right? Like, duh. A stronger positioning statement would be something like a small school environment where students are known, challenged, and supported so they don't fall through the cracks. Oh, so that like piques the interest and helps the parent know you are proactively doing these things to help my kid. Ooh, now that parent feels seen. Okay, so now for the interior designer, let's give you some swaps for that. So weak positioning would be creating beautiful functional homes for modern families. Again, true, but common. Stronger positioning would say something like full service interior design for busy families who want a polished home without managing every contractor, furniture order, and design decision themselves. Now, that speaks to the buyer's real desire, not just a beautiful space, but relief, okay? Now, again, this is not just, I'm not telling you everything that has to be on your website, right? We're talking through little bits and pieces of your website copy that are going to help your website convert, okay? And so the number three reason why your website is not converting is because you have a confused buyer. And to quote the great Donald Miller for the 900,000th time in my life, when you confuse, you lose. A confused buyer becomes a passive browser. Y'all write that down, okay? Because when people cannot quickly tell whether your offer fits their problem, they're not going to work really hard to figure it out unless they are your copywriter and they're trying to help you fix it. When somebody cannot quickly tell if your offer fits their problem, then they're just going to leave and they're going to keep researching, or they're going to compare you based on price. And 9 times out of 10, when you try to win on price alone, you're going to lose, because there's always somebody bargain basementing more than you. Most people do not leave a website because they have carefully analyzed this business and decided not to buy. Sure, there are absolutely times when that's the case, right? Like, you're looking at an offer or a program and you've analyzed it until you're blue in the face and just decided it's not the right fit. And that's fine. But most generally, as in 9 times out of 10, that's not the conversion issue you're dealing with. Okay, most people leave a website because they weren't sure it was for them. They couldn't tell what made you different than your competition. They didn't understand the process of getting them from where they are right now on the struggle bus to success. Also, they leave because they're not sure where to click. I cannot even tell you how many websites I've analyzed. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm supposed to buy. You don't have a buy now button. You made this too hard. Okay. I couldn't even tell you how many. People also leave because they don't feel enough urgency. Okay. And they also leave because they liked it maybe, but they didn't feel compelled to act. So that, my friends, is why people can like your website and still not convert. Okay. So if you're the private school, right, your parent that's leaving is leaving because they think this looks nice, but I don't know what makes it different from the other school we toured. So they keep on researching. Or if you're the interior designer, your homeowner looks at your website and is like, I love your style, but I don't know what the process or investment looks like. So they go back to Instagram or Pinterest and just do nothing. Okay. Or the mom looking for a photographer is like, her photos are beautiful, but I don't know if she can handle my circus and my monkeys. Or if you're, a homeowner and you're looking for help with your house, you might be like, this sounds cool, but I'm embarrassed at how bad my house is. And I don't know what the first step is. So they close the tab instead of reaching out. So here are your action items for this. Okay. I want you to pull up one very important page on your website, probably your home page. If not, use your services page. And I want you to ask yourself these questions. These are your action items. I want you to ask yourself, what kind of person is landing on this page? Okay, look at the keywords. Look at what keywords you're using. Where are they? Are you getting traffic for them? The number 2 question I want you to ask yourself, what problem is this person actually trying to solve when they land here? Number 3, I want you to ask, what do they need to understand before they take the next step? Number 4, I want you to ask, what would make them trust us? Number 5, I want you to ask, what would make them choose us over another option? And number 6, I want you to ask yourself and be honest, is the next step obvious? Okay. And then I want you to ask, is this page just giving information or is it actually helping someone to make a decision? Now, if you know that people are finding your website, but they're not taking the next step, that is not something to ignore and hope that it magically fixes itself. Let me say that again. If you know that people are finding your website, but they're not taking the next step, that is not something to ignore and hope that it magically fixes itself. Because traffic is great, but traffic that doesn't turn into leads is just leaking attention and resources out of your business, okay? This is exactly what we help my done-for-you SEO copywriting clients to fix. We look at your positioning, we look at your website messaging, we look at your SEO strategy, and the actual path that takes somebody from I found you to dollars on the table, I want to work with you. So if your website is getting views, or you're just not even sure if it's getting views, but it's just sitting there looking pretty. If your website is getting views or just sitting there looking pretty, but not bringing in the right inquiries, I want you to click the link in the show notes and fill out an application to see if we're a right fit to serve you and help you take your website from sitting there looking pretty to a conversion machine using strategic SEO and conversion copywriting. So I'll talk to y'all next week. Click that link in the show notes and apply. We are filling up the second half of the year copy spots, and I'm so excited to help more small business owners zhuzh up, glow up their copy, and ramp up their sales. All right, y'all, chat with you next week. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.